Hi, beautiful sisters. Welcome to my channel, Elle's Temple. My name is Elle. I am a goddess guide and tarot reader, and today I'm so excited to be doing a reading all about Ostara. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, Ostara is the marking point for spring in the Wheel of the Year. There are 8 main festivals. I did a video on Imbolc back in the beginning of February. Yule is technically known as the beginning of the year in terms of the Wiccan calendar, but for me, Imbolc kind of marks the beginning of the year energetically in terms of it's the time when you start to feel the stirrings of spring. And then Ostara is really about marking the actual official beginning of spring or the spring equinox. So it's always around the 21st, 22nd of March, or when the spring equinox is. And the equinox is marking equal parts light and day, or energetically it's kind of about like letting go of the darker seasons and the time of release and calling in the lighter seasons, spring and summer, and the time of energetically blossoming and growing and stepping into the light and the sun. And so we can use that in our lives as well, because we can draw on that energy that's going on in the seasons, because we're all interconnected, right? We're all part of the seasons that are going on around us. So we can draw on that energy and use it for our manifestations, which is brilliant, right? You can actually supercharge your manifestations by doing them in sync with these seasons, with these with the eight sort of festivals, if you like, of their seasonal calendar of the Wheel of the Year. And this particular one, Ostara, is a really powerful one because it's spring. So it's kind of like that point where you can start to really grow those seeds that you might have been like sitting with over winter. But because there's stagnation at that time, both like in the season around you and in your own energy, because winter, it's cold, it's dark, there just isn't that like fire within you so much. But it starts to wake up at this point. So it's a really, really powerful time that if you've had little inklings of things you want to do or things you want to start or creative projects that you want to get going, you can start to really like water them now and bring them to fruition. That's what Goddess Ostara here. It's one of the keywords even on this beautiful card. We've got fruition, ease, and relaxation. So it's kind of about like tapping into that beautiful blossoming energy of spring, where like you're working with the natural energy of the season to grow what you want to grow. So it's like you can do it with so much more ease than if you're kind of like trying to do it, at the end of the year or something, like when it's winter and it's cold and there just isn't the sort of natural energy available. Whereas spring is like just energetically all around you. It's a point where things are starting to grow. So it's a really powerful time to grow your manifestations and grow whatever wishes or whatever dreams or whatever projects or whatever you want to see come to life and come to fruition for this year. So without further ado, I have already pre-pulled 3 cards for to mark each of the piles. So if you are drawn to this card, Balance, Light and Dark, you will be pile number 1. Okay. If you are drawn to this card, New Beginnings, Take a Fresh Look at Life, you will be pile number 2. And if you are drawn to this card, Happiness, Joy of Life, you will be pile number 3. Okay, I'll just hold all of them up to the camera. Take a moment to see. Now, if you're drawn to all 3 or more than one pile, just trust that you might have messages from across the piles, maybe about different things that you're wanting to grow. So trust your intuition, see which pile it's calling you to. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay, my lovelies, I will see you in your pile. Hi there, pile number 1. If you chose the Balance card, Balance, Light and Dark, this will be your reading. So the first message that I got for this beautiful goddess here, this is Goddess Amaterasu, who's a Japanese sun goddess, sun and moon goddess. And she teaches us the importance of stepping into the light, like shining our true light, shining our true sun, shining our like authentic light out into the world, and kind of like blossoming ourselves, making sure that we're being seen. In this case, she's got a mirror here that she's holding, and there's like, I don't know if you can see, if I hold it really up close, you can see there's like sun rays coming out of the mirror, which is like kind of showing like how to reflect your own light. Like, are you reflecting your own light out there? Now, I feel like for you, Pile 1, that you're coming out of a time where you've been a little bit hibernating, maybe, or a little bit hiding. I feel like maybe you've been hiding a wee bit in the shadows. You've been keeping yourself to yourself. You've been a little bit, maybe not necessarily like introverted, because you can still be introverted and still shine your authentic light in a way, but it's more like you've actually been kind of sort of hiding your light, like keeping yourself, like I'm hearing like under a bush kind of thing, like, or behind a bush, sort of like really hiding away. And your guides, your spirit team, or the universe, or your higher self, or however you connect in with that side, really wants to bring through the message that it's time to come out of the shadows and shine your light, and be seen and blossom, and like be out there. It doesn't necessarily mean like be an extrovert. Like, if you feel introverted, I'm very much introverted, and so like, you know, I have to spend more time on my own to like recharge and all of that. So you can still do that for sure, but like there's something around whatever it is that you want to put out in the world. Maybe it's a creative project, or something related to work, or something. We'll get into some tarot cards in just a moment to get a bit more of an idea of what that might be, but there's something around shining and showing yourself, and being your true self. It doesn't necessarily mean like doing more. It's a balance between like doing and being. It might be also that for some of you, there needs to be some balance in your energy, like a balance between your yin and your yang energy, a balance in how much you feel like you need to do for others, is what I'm hearing. So maybe just watch that you're not kind of like stepping into overdoing or overextending yourself or overworking, and you're making sure that you've got enough time for being yourself, for connecting with yourself, connecting with your true spirit. So that's really important to this particular Ostara season, or this spring equinox, just to kind of watch that balance in your energy. I think that's all the messages I'm getting from that. Let's get into some tarot and see what you are letting go of, because the spring equinox, there is a little bit of a the tail end of kind of some releasing that often happens first before you can usher in the new, if you like, because it is that kind of balance point. It is that like equilibrium, or that equal point between kind of shadow and light, or dark, like sort of night and day. So we're just going to look first at what you're releasing. What is pile 1 releasing, please? Wow, the Lovers, tourmalinated quartz. Yeah. So I'm going to get a clarify card for that. Let me get a clarifier on this. Lovers, King of Coins, King of Pentacles. So this could be a person in your life that you're releasing, like a relationship or something. Possibly a reliance on someone, or a dependence on someone. With King of Pentacles or King of Coins, it could be where there was like a connection with someone for like some sort of a, possibly like a financial thing, like maybe needing to rely on someone financially, or having some connection with someone that maybe it was an old love relationship, but there's still some kind of tie with them, like maybe you've got children with them, or there's a legal case or something around money, or like needing to like resolve something there with money or something. But there's something around releasing a love relationship with a sort of King of Pentacles, King of Coins kind of character. It could even be like that could be indicative of someone in the workplace, because Pentacles is often to do with work and where you earn your money. So it could be a relationship with someone from work. So it could be that there was a bit of a workplace romance. Maybe it hasn't quite worked out, or it's not in your highest it's not the best for you. So there's something around like releasing that. Like don't worry if you're in a healthy relationship and you are committed and stuff, this is not for you. It'll be to do with something else. But for those of you that know you're in something that isn't maybe the right thing, or you've been feeling the need to let go of something, then this is kind of your sign that this is something to release, this kind of love relationship. Or the other thing it could be is like duality, because the lovers can speak of duality. So it can be, and we had like balance, light and dark. So it can be maybe feeling some kind of split between like your yin and your yang side, and trying to find a balancing point between those, trying to find a sweet spot between those, releasing anything that's not allowing you to come into that inner harmony between your inner feminine and your inner masculine self. So it might be like digging quite deep around like where is like your inner masculine not showing up for your inner feminine, for example. So that could be something to be aware of. I'll just get another message about release, and then we'll go on to what you're pulling in. Woo. Wow, interesting. Okay, so we got 2 of coins, juggling, and 3 of cups here. So this could be like juggling. You're releasing maybe someone who's like been juggling you with something, or like juggling, maybe you haven't really felt them committing to you fully, and they're juggling some other relationship, or like, you know, they're sort of deciding between 2 people, or juggling kind of work and a relationship. Or you might be that character. You might be sort of struggling with a relationship because you're struggling to juggle other commitments, like maybe commitment to you know, children, or your job or your business or something, and this relationship, and you're just struggling with that, finding balance between those 2 things. With that 3 of cups, I there's 2 messages with this. For some of you, this could be like there's a third party situation. So that could be what I'm speaking of with that juggling, that there is some third party involved in this kind of connection and this lovers thing. With this lovers situation to release. That's just for some of you though. Like, you know, if you already know what that is, like if you're already aware of what that is. If you haven't been made aware, this isn't predictive. This isn't saying like this is going to happen, so don't freak out. If you're in a healthy, strong relationship or whatever. If you're single, this might just be like possibly a message around releasing, juggling, too much indulgence and partying and socializing, with kind of like I guess like other responsibilities, like making sure that there's not too much energy tipping into socializing and celebrating and partying and going out and having fun and maybe drinking and overindulging a little bit, and making sure that, like, you know, you can still do that but in a balanced way, like in a kind of way that isn't gonna like, I guess, like burn you out or like overextend you, or yeah. So that's what you're releasing. Let's have a look at, that was quite a specific message, so that might just be for a few of you, but let's see for pile 1, if you were drawn to this card, what you're calling in. Temperance, balance. My goodness, all the cards are kind of saying the same thing. We've got balance, we've got 2 of coins, which is about finding balance, like juggling between 2 things, and we've got temperance, which is also about balance. So strong message about balance. So like I said, it'll be different for all of you. Some of you, this is like finding balance between, you know, a relationship and your work. Some of you, it's finding balance between like your yin and your yang side, like your doing side and your being side, making sure you have enough time for self-care, that you're not just like burning yourself out at work and then not having time to just be and just relax. And like, I'm noticing that I'm starting to speak really fast and I'm holding my breath. So some of you might be like really kind of burning the candle at both ends and really like pushing things to get things done, really rushing and hurrying through things. So yeah, just definitely this particular Ostara season, which is a powerful time to do this, right? Because energetically it is that equilibrium point. It's that even point between day and night, as I said in the intro. So it's a perfect time to like check in with yourself and be like, okay, where do I need to find balance? Like in which areas of my life do I need to find some more balance and harmony and equilibrium. Where am I overextending? Where am I overgiving? Maybe where do I need to like give to myself? Where do I need to just come into like a more, kind of a more harmonious state? You can see in this card, she's just got this beautiful, like there's these dolphins, which is symbolic of like harmonious relationships, and her arms are kind of like outstretched, like in a open kind of receptivity. So really, really beautiful energy. Let's see, what else? Give me more messages for pile number one. This pile number one. Well, there we go. 8 of coins. Yes, mastery. So working towards something. So maybe that's what with the releasing, like the socializing and the celebrating, or possibly releasing a relationship that isn't working out, or something that's just distracting you from needing to like kind of put your head down and like work towards something, like plant some seeds and like really water them and like see them really grow and see something come to fruition this year. Like your team really wants you to focus and be disciplined and like commit to something and like really get to a point where you're actually like mastering, you can say that you're a master at it, like you've mastered something, whatever it is. So if there's some kind of creative project or some kind of something at work, maybe you want to get a promotion, or you want to advance into something, or you want to develop your skills in some way. Eight of coins is a sign that like this is something you can call in. This is something you can step into. You can definitely be like ahead. You can be in a position of being like recognized and looked up to for what you do. Like 8 of Pentacles is like, you've been working really hard and you've been working on your craft in some way. So really, really beautiful energy that you're calling in. Anything else for pile one on what they're calling in? Anything else? And Page of Coins. Yeah, you're going after something that's going to bring you some money here. So it's interesting, she's got this book and there's this coin on it. So I feel like some of you might be like investing or learning about money, learning about investing, learning about business, maybe learning about marketing, I'm hearing, or like kind of self-development, or just something related to starting some kind of project and being able to put it out to the market, and like learning about sales and all that kind of thing, and like really investing in yourself. But it's like quite a new, fresh energy with the page. It's like you're quite new to this. It's kind of maybe your first time doing this kind of thing. But with the 8 of coins, it's like if you commit and you keep working on it and you do a little bit every day and you keep mastering it and you learn about it, maybe this is a sign to like, really study some books that, might help you with that kind of thing. Look at people who have gone before you, who have mastered the thing you want to master, and really like apply yourself and learn it, and you will be successful. There's a lot of green energy here actually. So yeah, we've got 2 cards that are really green. So I feel like this is also linked with the heart chakra, which is about, like something that you really love. This is something you really love that you're going to be able to like work on, put out to the market, and be, really well recognized and received for it. Wow, Justice, which is another balance card. Incredible. You have so many, so many. See, balancing the 2 coins, balancing the 2 scales. She's got the 2 arms here. And we had the balance at the beginning. So balance, pile one. That's like your spirit team is screaming at you about that. It's really coming through just so strong. I also feel like with this justice, it's like karmic justice. So particularly for those of you that who related to the release message about the love relationship and the King of Coins, where there might have been some sort of like financial tie to someone or something. This is your sign that like you stepping into kind of your financial independence is going to like balance things out for you. Like you're going to get the karmic justice that you deserve. Like you're going to get back what you deserve. Like whatever you lost in, whether it was in a relationship or like in the workplace or something, if there was something you had to release where it was linked with kind of money and finances, or you lost on an investment, or you lost a job, or you've lost income because you're not in a partnership anymore. Like maybe this was just, you know, an old relationship, you broke up, you know, it was fine, but like, you know, you had a lot of shit, you know, you had the advantage of having shared resources, right? And now you're having to kind of like do things on your own. And this is like karmic justice, that with that page of coins, you're stepping out and like making money, you're making coin for yourself, right? You're new to it, or it's a new project to do that, or a new job, a new way of earning money, but it's going to bring you back the whatever you've lost. It's like you're going to have the karmic return for anything you've lost. Things are going to balance back out again in your life. So if there's been a bit of a period of you know, struggling with something, or leaning on someone else, or having financial ties to something, or you've had to put money towards someone else or something, maybe you've been the person who's had to prop someone else up in a relationship or something, this is going to balance out now. Like you're going to get your justice. So yeah, that's really, really beautiful energy. Okay, I'm going to have a look at what the main, this is from a really gorgeous goddess deck I got quite recently called the Triple Goddess Tarot. It's absolutely beautiful artwork. It's only the major arcana cards though, so I'm just going to use it to see, even though we do have 3 major arcana cards on your table, which are the Lovers, Temperance, and Justice. Now, major arcana cards are to do with like, you know, big life energies that are happening, big life changes that are happening in your life that might only be like a once in a lifetime thing. But I'm just going to pull from this card just to see, this deck, to see if there's anything else. And we've got Kundalini Rising, which I believe is the Awakening card. Let me just check. 16. This is a brand new deck, so bear with me. I'm just kind of still getting to grips with the messages. But okay, it's the Tower, which is, don't freak out, because this is a good one. This is to do with like release and liberation. So yeah, there's like something around sort of divine intervention, so that you are initiated into something that's like so much more meant for you. So I do think with that releasing the Lovers, it's like there's something that you might have had a Tower moment just very recently, or you're going through one now. I just saw a 22:11 on the clock, and 11 is to do with alignment. So with this Kundalini Rising, it's like this was maybe meant to happen to kind of like help activate you to awaken, or like step into like your true self and sort of release anything that's just really not serving you. And underneath this sunflower, which is like really beautiful symbol of like your being able to shine your own light, like the sunflowers kind of turn towards the sun. So there's something around like releasing something maybe dark, and so that you can like turn yourself to the light. It's like being able to find more balance in your life and like awaken to like your own truth of who you really are. And Kundalini, for those of you that aren't aware, it's just like it's life force energy. It's like chi, or like prana, or like yeah, it's just Shakti energy, life force energy. It's like the feminine active energy that awakens in a spiritual awakening, and it travels up from the bottom of your spine, where it's coiled at the base of your spine and your root chakra, and it gets activated through often a Tower moment, so often something that falls apart that we were holding on to, and then that energy starts to like spiral up through all the chakras, so that it can open our crown chakra, so that we can have that connection with our higher self, with our divine self, so that we can be able to receive messages that are like for our highest good, I guess, or for our alignment. I know Tower moments are really tough to go through. I went through I've been through a couple, one big one in 2011 and another one in I guess, and I've had probably 3, 2014 and again in 2016 was a really big, really, really, really big one, really tough relationship one. So for those of you that are releasing an actual romantic love relationship, or something painful around that, this is this is going to be powerful for you, because that can often be like a really, really strong way to awaken you to your truer self. It really was for me. And so as tough as it is at the time, it really does help. Like in retrospect, much later on, when things are going so much better, you can look back and be like, oh my gosh, actually, I'm so glad that that didn't work out. That was definitely for my best. It definitely doesn't feel like at the time, I get it, and the Tau moment and in the moment of coming out doesn't feel good, but you know, in the future you can grow something so much better. And that's why I think in this card it's really beautiful, because it's not a typical tower card. There's not a tower with like people jumping out or anything. There's just this beautiful like energy, kundalini rising. There's a flower going up through the ground, so I feel like it's like saying like you've been planted in the true place now, and now you can really grow and be who you truly are, be your authentic self. So really, really gorgeous energy there for you, pile number one. Let's have a look. I'm going to just pull one of these Spirit Junkie affirmation cards for you. Get an affirmation card for, oops, hold on, that's not, it's from a different deck that got muddled in. Oops. For pile one, an affirmation card for pile one. Yeah, wow. I trust that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. Exactly. That's basically Kundalini rising, like having that awakening so that you trust the direction that you're going in, and you can start to learn to really listen to your intuition in a really powerful way. So that is really beautiful. And we might do one more, I think. Number one. I can expand time when I'm inspired. Wow. So yeah, for those of you who are struggling with that balance message around not feeling like you've got enough time, like maybe you've got a lot of commitments to something else, like to work or to childcare or whatever it might be, and you're struggling to find enough time to just be yourself and have creative time and stuff like that. That is definitely a message for you about like being able to go into that like flow time, into that like expanding time. Like time can become really fluid when you're like really allow a little chunk of time just to kind of be able to tap into your creativity, or into your own energy. It can start to expand in kind of crazy ways. So I encourage you to kind of play with that a little bit. Okay, so we're going to finish off with a goddess spirit message for you. Goddess spirit message for pile one. Which goddess is guiding you through this? Ah, yes. We got two. Well, yep, there's two here. Wow, so relevant. So we've got Oya, storms and meaningful destruction, and we've got Kali, the release of limiting beliefs and transformation. So two really powerful goddesses. This is a really powerful Ostara season for you. Pile number one, if you're watching this at the time of upload or whenever you're watching, it's fine if you know you're drawn to this later. Just trust that the messages are meant for you whenever you receive them. But this is a really powerful season for you to go through. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of ending, some kind of releasing, something that needs to be cleared away and I guess destroyed, if you like, or pulled down because it was like a false foundation, so that you can rebuild yourself, transform yourself to something that is far more like aligned for you, is what I'm getting. Let me just see if there's any other messages I meant to read. There might be something in the book. Let's have a look. Oops, it's not the book. Where are we? Here it is. Kali 23. Here we go. Okay, so Kali is a powerful mother goddess. Her nudity represents illumination, and the severed demon's head that she holds symbolizes the ego and false beliefs. Kali cuts through attachments and causes release from bondage. Yeah, so this is for you, for those of you who were in some kind of love relationship with the King of Pentacles person. By the way, I meant to say before, that could be symbolic of an earth sign, so Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, possibly. That's just for some of you, but yeah, there's something around. For those of you that feel like you are releasing a relationship, this card could be quite potent for you. So Kali cuts through attachments and causes release from bondage. Although Kali pushes you out of your comfort zone, she holds out a hand to you with love and kindness. Fiercely, she wants you to release your fears and blockages that hinder your growth so that you can reconnect to your full power. Let go of self-destructive tendencies and addictions to specific people, objects, ideas, or behaviors. Fear keeps us constrained. And the affirmation is, I release myself from the bondage of self-destructive fears. Wow. And Oya, which I think is going to be a pretty similar message, is, wow, Oya is, that's incredible. In tarot, so it's got the tarot card for Oya is the Tower. And we had the Tower. I love it when that happens, when the synchronicities come through. So it's kind of a double confirmation, because this card was also the Kundalini Rising card is equivalent to the tarot card of the Tower. So Mighty Oya, she who tours, the storm and warrior goddess who brings change. In a world of purple sky, she creates thunder and lightning that brings sacred destruction and clears the way for new growth. When a storm hits, trust that the universe supports you. This is growth, a chance to build stronger foundations. Exactly. Excuse me. That is what the Tower is all about. Allow it to take what is no longer needed to strip away anything not truly you. Sudden change can bring feelings of insecurity, but trust in the letting go. It can open you to freedom. And the affirmation is, I trust in nature, knowing the storm clears the way for my truth. Wow. Wow. And we had justice as well, which is also about truth and your own inner truth. And coming into that in a really powerful way. So I think that's definitely a sign that, yeah, there's something old that's releasing. I feel like for many of you, you've already been through this Tower moment, or you're in it right now. So you kind of know what that is that you need to release. And it might not be, for some of you, it might be a relationship. For some of you, it might just be limiting beliefs and things that have been holding you back, or false foundations, you know, like working in like a workplace that's like a bit toxic or not for your highest good, or like you know, maybe you've lost a job, but like when you look back, you're like, actually that job was not good for me. It was really quite unhealthy, or like I was really attached to it, but actually, you know, it wasn't for my best. It wasn't, you know, that company wasn't really looking out for me. And like now I can be free to like live my truth, and I can go into the world and like do something that like you know, is on a path that is going to bring me fulfillment. And with that Page of Coins, it's like you can earn your own money, like doing what you want to do, I feel like, is what that particular Page of Coins was saying. For those of you that are more resonating with the like loss of something else, like a job or a limiting belief or something like that. So because the relationship thing won't be for all of you. So apologies, this was a little bit of a rambly message. I hope that it resonated for some of you. I know there were like 2 or 3 different strands of groups of people I was getting through, but I hope some of the messages resonated. I'm going to leave your reading there, Pile 1. Thank you so much for being with me today. Don't forget to like the video and leave a comment below if this resonated. I really love to hear, so I know which videos you are enjoying and you want to hear more of. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload another goddess reading. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. It's such a pleasure to read for you, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, Pal 2. If you picked the New Beginnings card, take a fresh look at life. This will be your reading. So the messages that I got through for you, Pal 2, for New Beginnings is there's something around your perspective that might be shifting this Ostara season if you're watching this at the time of upload. I'm also being drawn to the fact that the woman is holding an egg and it's like a little bit cracked, which I feel like is kind of symbolic of you're going to be like cracking out of your shell, or there's some sort of a like kind of maybe mask or like ego shell that you've got around you in self-protection, and that's going to like start to crack open a little bit, this star, and you're going to really start to bloom and blossom and like kind of come out from behind like a veil. The woman's also got like this beautiful kind of veil that's like half covering her, so it's sort of like you're sort of half coming out into the light, you're half sort of starting to blossom, which It's very appropriate for a Ostara season because we're still kind of letting go of the winter seasons and that kind of darker time of year and that hibernation time and that time where we go within and we do the shadow work and all of that, right? There's still a little bit to like let go of, and then there's kind of the turning towards the day and the spring and the summer and the light and being able to like start moving forward and having more energy and all of that to go after things. So you're still a little bit, your energy is really matching the energy of Ostara because you're still a little bit in the middle, and still wanting to stay a little bit hidden, but things are starting to crack open for you, and there's something around changing your perspective. So let's look at the tarot and see what that might be. So we'll look first of all at what you might be releasing. What is pile 1 releasing? 3 of coins. Interesting. Okay. I need to clarify a card on that. Can I have a clarifier card on this 3 of coins and 3 of swords? Ooh. So possibly something around 2 threes. Some kind of collaboration maybe that didn't work out is what I'm getting. Possibly something at work. So something that kind of really emotionally hurt you or was a bit of a disappointment, like something and possibly in the workplace, in a job, in a collaboration, in a sort of creative project or something that you had with someone else where you're working in a group or in a team, or some kind of group project or something, and perhaps it hasn't worked out. This could be something very recent, or it could be something even a long time ago, like this could just be something that's kind of been holding you back a little bit because it's kind of still stored in your energy body, where there was some big disappointment around something that you collaborated with someone on or worked together with someone on, because 3 of Pentacles is all about kind of teamwork and collaboration and working towards a common goal and like building something together. So it could have been a relationship, it could be a romantic relationship that you were building a life with someone or something, but not for all of you. For some of you, this is more work or just some kind of project or something like that. It could have been even, I'm seeing like someone doing like a show, like a play or a theater thing or a film. So maybe there was some kind of film you were working on, some kind of big creative endeavor, and it didn't work out and you were very emotionally disappointed. You invested a lot of yourself in it and it took a toll. Like it really knocked you, it really hurt your heart. There was an emotional disappointment, and there's something around needing to release that, using the energy of release with Ostara, where you can look at like, okay, what do I need to let go of in order to welcome something new? So in particular, that is something that your higher self or the universe or your guides bringing to your attention. What else do we need to know about this release? The Wheel of Fortune, because something is going to come through for you that is so much more aligned for you and in like so much better for you. We've got this beautiful eagle at the top of this wheel. It's like there's something that you're going to soar into, but there's just some kind of like old heartbreak or something that you need to release in order to be able to soar, because it's like your time, like the Wheel of Fortune is turning, and as that turns, it brings in something new. It brings in a new opportunity, a new perspective, because we had that take a fresh look at life. So I do feel like there's something around sort of letting go some kind of old stagnant energy and taking a look at life in a different way, like having a new perspective on things, like maybe having a new perspective on that situation, like trusting that there is going to be like, the Wheel of Fortune is going to turn again. Like you've had a disappointment in the past and something didn't work out, but like that doesn't mean that's forever. Like it's going to turn again, and next time round something's going to come through for you. So that's very much how I'm feeling. There's also a lot of green energy in this, which is linked with the heart chakra. So this, I feel like, is something you're really going to love, that's really going to emotionally fulfill you. It's going to light you up. You're going to enjoy it. Can I get a bit more information on this Wheel of Fortune? Whoa. Oh, interesting. King of Coins. Okay, so possibly something related to work. Or this could be a person. If it's a romantic partnership that you're looking for, this could be a King of Pentacles person that might be coming in. So maybe if you have had a loss of a relationship in the past or a heartbreak and there's still a little bit of releasing, again, this could be recent, this could be quite old, but you'll know if you haven't like fully let go of someone or something, or if there's still a little bit of like hurt in there that just needs to be released, maybe a little bit of baggage, a little bit of like energy cords maybe to an old relationship or something that didn't work out, or some kind of like old collaboration, like I said. So for some of you, this is a new person coming into your life. The Wheel of Fortune is bringing you this new relationship. For others, this might be a new work opportunity, a new collaboration with a King of Pentacles person, with someone who's very stable, very reliable, or with a job that's very stable and reliable and is going to bring you like the income that you need. So just see if there's anything else from this particular card. Interesting. I'm getting this could be someone who's quite, maybe some of you are in fashion, or you meet someone through fashion, or someone who's very fashionable. I'm just getting a vibe of like, I'm seeing a lot of like beautiful fabrics and something like that. So maybe some of you work with like clothes making or fabrics or fashion or fashion design or something, and there's something around like someone coming through or an opportunity coming through, maybe an investment. Maybe you're a designer and you something didn't work out on a previous project, but now you're getting an investment to, I don't know, maybe do a show, do like a runway show for like your fashion designs or something like that. I'm getting something to do with the fashion world. Or it could be that your person is a model, or you think they look like a model, or they're very stylish or something like that. So yeah, take it as it resonates, but there's a lot of green energy here. So a lot of heart chakra energy. So this could definitely be something that you kind of really, really love. So what is Pole 2 calling in? What are they calling in this Ostara season or spring equinox? Ooh, the Devil, Amethyst. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to get a clarify card in that one. What is this Devil about? What are they calling in? 2 of Coins. Some kind of juggling something. Finding balance between something. Get some more. A Hanged Man. Hanged Man. Interesting you got the Hanged Man and take a fresh look at life, because the Hanged Man is exactly about doing that. It's about flipping your perspective and looking at things in a different light, looking at things in a different way, seeing things through a different lens. So that's very interesting. We've got a lot of purple energy here with the Devil and the Hanged Man, which is linked with the crown chakra or the third eye chakra, which is to do with like opening your intuition, being able to connect in with your like inner eye, being able to perceive things like intuitively, rather than like not just what you're seeing on the outside, but like trusting intuitively the messages that you're getting on the inside about a situation. I need a little bit more information about this. This is a little bit it's quite a specific situation. Get a bit more about this. Judgment. Interesting. We've got Judgment here with a massive eye in the middle, and I was just speaking about the third eye. So something to do with like awakening, seeing things through a different perspective, awakening your third eye, waking up to your intuition about a situation. Okay. I'm being guided to read something in the book about the Devil card. So the Devil. Okay, so I'm identifying and eliminating self-limiting beliefs and behavior. The Devil illuminates the bad habits, repeat patterns of self-sabotaging behavior or self-limiting beliefs that are blocking our progress, holding us back, or making us feel shame or guilt. The devil also brings us the determination and focus to do something about them. Okay, great, because I just wanted to check, because I was asking what are you bringing in, and this is kind of a like, this is more of an energy you'd want to see releasing, but what I feel like this is kind of saying is you are bringing in being able to have the determination and the focus to do something about any kind of self-sabotaging behaviors or limiting beliefs, or like whatever might have come about as a result of that, like so this might have been because of that Three of Swords heartbreak, or that that situation I spoke about at the beginning, you know, for those of you that were in some kind of collaboration with someone, or in a romantic relationship with someone that you need to release that didn't work out. Maybe you inherited a bunch of like internal beliefs about yourself from that person or that relationship or that situation, like, oh, I'm not really good enough, like that person didn't think I was good enough to do XYZ, like, you know, they always put me down, or I was always belittled, and now you've sort of like internalized all their beliefs and all that stuff that was projected onto you, or all these like feelings that you had as a result of that thing not working out. And this is kind of saying like you're able now, with what you can call in with Ostara, to like actually beat those beliefs, to beat those limiting beliefs. So I'll just continue to read because they want me to read the actual message in this book. So we are all 100% free to live our lives as we wish, and we are also 100% accountable for those choices. Live through intention, not habit. Own your actions. As an attitude or approach, the devil tells you to take responsibility for yourself, your thoughts, and your behavior. Know your demons, speak to your shadow side, understand your drivers and triggers. You're receiving a window of opportunity to make a positive change. So that's what you're bringing in, this window of opportunity to make change. So yeah, amethyst is often connected with sobriety and spirituality. In Greek mythology, the gods drank wine from amethyst goblets as they believed the purple stone would prevent them from becoming overly drunk. This purple wonderstone can help you break bad habits, release negative energy, let go of unhealthy attachments, break addictions, and strengthen willpower. Use amethyst whenever you feel scattered or lost, and it will bring calm or motivation as needed. So yeah, they wanted me to read that out about the amethyst specifically as well. So yeah, there's definitely something around yeah, some kind of a like with the Two of Coins, maybe juggling some opportunities that actually might be coming through to you. With the little bees, I'm definitely getting that this might be in relation to work, because it's that energy of like busy bees, like being a busy bee and working in a kind of hive, like working in a group with lots of people to kind of make something happen, to work towards a shared goal. So there might be some balancing, some work goals, some work commitments or things like that might be coming in. You're also calling in, as I mentioned, the Hanged Man, which is like seeing things with a different perspective. So there might be an opportunity to start looking at things through a different lens, like flipping the script a little bit. Like maybe if you've had a mindset before that's been quite negative, or quite like just looking through yourself at a certain lens, or looking at you know, like your, like maybe your self-talk, about, especially about the work you do. I feel like there's something around like seeing things in a different way. She's holding up, I'm just looking at in this particular card, she's got one red and one green. What is that? Like something over her eyes. I'm not sure whether it's significant, but there's like something she's holding over each eye, like to look through at the world in these like different colors. I mean, if we think of them in terms of chakra colors, red is the root chakra. Oh, okay, I'm getting it now. So it's like looking at things, you could either be looking at things through like the eyes of your conditioning, which is the root chakra, your past, like how you were brought up, like what kind of attitudes and habits and things you just took on through conditioning. And you know, this doesn't have to be just from your immediate family, this can be from school or the church, or you know, whatever it might be, you know, friends, you know, society, the media. But there's something around like, you know, that kind of from your roots, from how you were brought up. There's like, you could look at your life through that lens, through like the old conditioning, if you like, or there's like the other color she's looking at through some kind of like strange glass thing, which is green, which is linked with the heart chakra, which is all about love and compassion and forgiveness and mercy and grace and emotional connection and receptivity and yeah, all of that kind of thing. So it's like kind of maybe there's going to be some choice points for you between like starting to look at some of your behavior, or starting to look at some of your self-talk, or starting to look at some of your habits, or starting to look at some of like your mindset as like either like, is this from my conditioning, or is this am I looking at this through a lens of like love and self-compassion and you know, self-care? Or even for someone else, like if you're judging someone or something, or you're finding yourself feeling critical or judgmental towards someone, it's like, am I looking at that through a lens of something I was conditioned to believe, or am I looking at this through the eyes of love? Like how would it sounds really, really cheesy to say this, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it comes through me, not from me. It's like really encouraging you to look through things with the eyes of love, or as if it's coming from like, you know, from spirit kind of thing. It's like, this is what that awakening is, this judgment, this awakening to like your third eye, being able to see things from through a different lens, through different eyes. Like, but I think it's less about how you perceive other people, and it's more about how you perceive yourself, and how you look at yourself, and how you relate to yourself, how you talk to yourself, all of that kind of thing. So I'm just going to pull another card. This is a deck that has just major arcanas. Just want to see, you have already got, wow, you've got a lot of major arcana cards already on the table. The Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, the Devil, and the Hanged Man. So there's a lot of big energy going on for you, because a major arcana card, as I'm sure you probably know, is one of the 21 cards in the tarot that is about your life journey. So these are like big points. These are big marking points in your overall life journey. And we got, actually interesting, we got the card number 24, Infinite Potential, which in this particular deck is like the point that comes after the hero or heroine has gone through the journey of the tarot, of the major arcana, from the full 0 all the way through to the world at 21. And then there's another 3 bonus cards in this deck, and card number 24 is Infinite Potential, which is like, you can see this person's got like a little baby here. It's like rebirth. So it's like rebirthing yourself, like reconnecting with your own potential, like connecting with the potential of the universe. And I think that's what that awakening is about as well. And that like that Hanged Man energy of like looking at things in a completely different way, looking at your own potential, being awakened to like not only your potential, but the potential of the universe to help you out and to move you forward into what you want to go into. That's what that Wheel of Fortune, I think, was saying as well, is like the time has come for like you to have something come round for you. But there's just a little bit of releasing something, an old heartbreak, an old work situation, whatever it might be, letting go and having this new beginning, this fresh new beginning, looking at things in a fresh light, which will bring about this new potential for anything that you want to birth into your life. So really beautiful energy. I'm gonna pick one of these Sacred Destiny cards. The Sacred Destiny card. Woo. Forgiveness. Wow. Yeah. So I think I did mention forgiveness before with that. I think when I was speaking about the Hanged Man and the looking through the green, and it's interesting, we've got the red and the green here again. So looking through the eyes of love, like what would love do? What would love say? Like, how can I have compassion? How can I have forgiveness? What do I need to forgive? What do I need to release? And I think it might be something around this, whatever that 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords situation was that we got at the beginning. Whether that's an old romantic relationship or however that applies to your life, but someone or something that you need to forgive, that energy needs to be released, not to say like what they did was right or okay by you. It's to just release it and forgive them so that you can move forward with your life. It's like an act of love for yourself first and foremost, by releasing and forgiving. It's not saying I condone what you did, or it was okay, or I don't care anymore, or whatever. It's just saying you did the best that you could with the knowledge you had at the time. I choose to forgive you so that I can release this energy from my body and move forward with my life. It's really important that you do that work of releasing and forgiving this situation, so that you can have the wheel turn in your favor and bring you about all the good things that the universe wants to deliver to you. And so that you can really step into your full potential as well with that infinite potential card. So a really gorgeous energy. Let's just see if there's anything else. What else is pile 2 calling in? Ooh, wow, we got love. So for some of you, I did say for some of you there might be a like King of Coins person coming in with that Wheel of Fortune. If that resonated for you, there might be a new love relationship that wants to come in, that's really beautiful and healthy and abundant and blooming. For others of you, this could just be general, like general love in your life. Like if you might already be in a relationship, but it's an increase in love within your relationship. It's an increase in love just in your group, in your community, in your family, an increase of love for what you do, or in your own life, an increase in love for yourself. So really beautiful energy. And then we've got leadership as well. So there's some kind of stepping up for you around leadership, which I feel like for those of you that resonated with that Devil card and letting go of like self-limiting beliefs and behaviors and self-sabotaging behaviors, there's something really big. And I did speak of as well with the Wheel of Fortune, we had the eagle, and the eagle is symbolic of leadership as well, because they're able to like rise up above and see things from like a bird's eye perspective, like really, really high, and go after and target opportunities. So it's really symbolic of that kind of like leadership energy. So there's something around being able to step into your power, step into leadership. It doesn't necessarily mean like you're going to be, conventional leadership can look like being a CEO of a major corporate company or something. If that's not for you and that doesn't resonate, then it's not about that. But leadership can be all sorts of things within your own life. So it can just be, stepping up within a community group a little bit, like taking a bit more initiative at work, taking the lead, or taking action on, say within a relationship, you're starting to take the lead a bit more on things that you want to do, or maybe you want to go on a trip and you're planning that, and you're taking the lead on it. It can be maybe stepping into leadership within like becoming an entrepreneur, or like starting to like put your products out to market, or sell something, or do something like this, like start a YouTube channel and just speak about things that you've gone through, or whatever it might be. Like leadership can look different for different people. It can even be within a family, like taking up becoming like a parent and being a leader within your own family. It could be all sorts of different things. So it doesn't have to look like being a CEO or something conventional like that. It can just be like stepping into that energy of having that sovereignty over your life, and not kind of hiding. We spoke about at the beginning of the reading, kind of being in that half hiding, half coming into the light energy. And it's like kind of there's a few things to let go of, so you can let go of that hiding part of you, the self-sabotaging part, the limiting beliefs part of you, and really like embrace your strengths, embrace your beauty, embrace like where you're meant to shine your light, and like step into the light and be able to lead on something, or at least lead your own life. Because we did mention with that Devil card that there was a little bit of a like possibly dependency energy or attachment energy. So there might have been like some crutches, it could have been in the form of a relationship, it could have been in the form of like a substance, or it could have been like just anything really, like just anything that you're like over attached to or addicted to or need to do compulsively or something. So it'll be different for everyone. You know, you'll know what those attachments and addictions are that, you know, you can work on. But, you know, once you let go of that, and this season is really giving you the opportunity to let go of that, you can really step into your potential and really lead on something that you're really passionate about and you really want to lead on. So that is incredible energy. So we're just going to finish off with a goddess card. So we have a goddess card for pile number 2. Spirit, we have a goddess card for pile 2. The goddess is guiding them through this process. Wow, we got 2. Okay, so we have, oh, amazing. Freya, warrior, your power, determination. Incredible. And she's got, look at that, you guys, she's got the eagle wings on her head. So really, really incredible energy. Very linked with the leadership card. And as I mentioned, with the Wheel of Fortune, rising up into your power with that eagle there. So really, really beautiful, strong energy there with Freya. And we've got Demeter as well, harvest, the divine feminine. So I feel like, again, that's linked with the Wheel of Fortune, like the wheel is turning, something is coming around for you. You are going to be able to harvest something. You are going to be able to receive something. There is something, some opportunity that's coming through, whether it's a relationship, whether it's, like I said, it could be some kind of love thing. It could be something you love, like stepping into doing a new role or something that you love, but there's something around having an opportunity that you get to harvest for yourself. So really, really beautiful energy. I feel like that's all for you, pile 2. I think that's all the messages I have for you today. I hope that resonated for some of you. Please leave a comment below if it did. It really helps me to know which of the readings are resonating and which ones you're enjoying and you like to hear more of. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Hit the like button if you liked the video. So again, it just tells YouTube to send the content around and it will help my little channel to grow. I really appreciate you being here. I've loved reading for you today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose happiness, and the little subtitle is Joy of Life, this will be your reading. So pile number 3, good news. If you chose this pile, you are going to be stepping into a period of happiness, I feel, for this Ostara season, or whenever you're drawn to watching this reading. This is a new time to feel really free, to like sing, to dance, to get out in nature, to kind of just, I think you're going to feel a lot more energy. You're going to feel a lot more freedom to kind of do things that you enjoy, to feel a sort of really, I'm getting a kind of like really creative, fertile time, like a creatively fertile time for you, where you're going to be able to really sort of feel that, like with that bunny energy. I'm getting that like excitement, that bounding energy, that like you'll be full of lots of ideas, full of like lots of things that you want to pursue and like go after, is the kind of vibe that I'm getting for you. So it's quite a straightforward message. I think this is going to be a fairly straightforward reading. So we are going to look though at just to begin with, because with Ostara there is a little element of like, because it's that equilibrium between the day and night. Actually, I'm going to just shuffle these. There's a portion of the energy that asks you to look at what you might need to release before you kind of step into the fullness of like spring and summer, and blossoming those intentions. So we are just going to start with looking at what might need to be released first. So Spirit, what needs to be released for pile number 3? Wow, the Emperor, lapis lazuli. Okay, so something around kind of any sort of control or domination, or like someone else having some kind of control over your life, maybe. Let's get a little bit more clarify over this. Woo. Justice and 5 of coins. Okay, so this, yeah, might be something to do with your abundance and your money or work or what you do for a job, because 5 of coins is to do with it can be to do with scarcity and lack of abundance and struggling financially. It's interesting on this particular card. It's got a person on a boat and there's like a lot of kind of like mist around them, so it's almost like this is like moving towards, trying to move towards clarity, or maybe feeling like scarcity around your clarity of purpose, or like clarity on what brings you happiness or something, or what brings you joy, or how you can find a sense of just general abundance from within. With justice, this is to do with like coming into balance and like finding the truth of a situation. So maybe there's something around releasing some kind of, this could be another person in your life, the Emperor. This could be an Emperor character that could be symbolic of a parent figure. It could be symbolic of a partnership. It could be symbolic of someone in the workplace, like a boss, or symbolic of your work, like the Emperor. Someone who they run an empire, they control something, they have people that they kind of boss around, if you like, or that they have some form of control over, or they have some form of say over their lives, kind of thing. And there's something around like finding your own truth, letting go of that sort of Emperor mindset or person in your life, finding your own truth and moving towards your own abundance. It's funny, I'm really getting 6 of Swords vibes with this particular card. For those of you that know tarot, you'll know what that is, but I'll just quickly describe in case you don't. So 6 of Swords normally shows someone on a boat. So we've got a boat in this particular 5 of Pentacles, and they're sailing towards better times. So even though this is specifically the 5 of Pentacles card, I'm getting more of a 6 of Swords energy from it, that you're moving towards something better. You're moving on from a sort of Emperor situation where someone was like, the Emperor, there was sort of that like patriarchal, perhaps domineering force in your life. It doesn't have to be a man. The woman can be like fully in that patriarchal energy. It's just something where there was someone or something that was sort of like having a lot of say over you, or sovereignty over your life, and you're finding your own, like you're getting justice about that, like you're finding your own truth and coming into your own balance and moving forward, like you're moving on, you're moving away from that. Because this boat is like, there's this sort of guiding light above it. I hope you can see that with the glare. There's a bit of mist here, but the mist is kind of clearing and the boat is like learning to kind of follow the kind of guiding light. So I'm going to get a couple more cards about this. This is sort of an intriguing situation. So we have a little bit more information about, whoops. Oh, wow. The Empress. Yeah. So this is incredible. You're moving on from, I feel like, the Emperor. You're leaving that kind of masculine world behind, or that masculine energy, or but like not just a masculine energy, like a controlling masculine energy, or like a negative, or maybe even toxic, or just energy that just isn't in your highest good. This could be, like I said, this could be a particular person. This could even be coming from within you. This could be old beliefs that you've inherited, like, really controlling ideas and mindsets and thoughts about yourself. Like, you could be someone who's really a little bit workaholic, or like really like kind of disciplined with yourself and really strong minded, and like, you know, your logical brain and your rational brain and your like sort of masculine side runs the show, and it's like, nope, this is what's got to happen. I've got to do this kind of work. I've got to do this for XYZ. I've got to, you know, rise to the top of this you know, company and be like the top, and, you know, have this sort of status, and you know, or you're just someone who's really like driven in terms of your plans, and like really hyper disciplined in terms of like what you need to do and what you need to get done, and you're moving to what you're finding more balance with that Justice card, because Justice can speak of balance, and we've got the scales there balancing something out. And you're moving towards this Empress energy, which is like a feminine energy where you can magnetize and like draw on with so much more ease like what it is that you want to create in your life. It's like a really abundant, fertile energy, and I did speak of that kind of like fertility with the hair, and the Empress is all about like being able to grow and nourish your own creative dreams, or grow and nourish your own life in a way that feels really good to you. It's interesting, normally in most tarot decks, the Empress shows like a kind of pregnant woman, or a really like sort of woman in a beautiful dress kind of reclining like outside in nature with lots of nature around her. But in this case it shows like I think it's sort of some kind of cactus bush that's like really, it's like self-nourishing, like it doesn't need very much from the outside because it's so kind of like nourished from within. It's so like lit up, and it's just like growing really, really well. So it's like I feel like you're moving into that energy of being really like in your yin energy, and this really yummy feminine energy. You're in this really receptive energy. I'm getting some of you might be, maybe some of you are having a baby. You are going to be like, this fertility is like literal fertility. So if that's something you want and you intend, like that could be something you're calling in. But I think for more of you, it's like metaphorical. Like it's like you're moving into a creatively fertile period of your life, or a period where you can fertilize like your own dreams. And you can magnetize them, and you can manifest them with ease and relaxation, and just with a really like magnetic energy, a really goddessy energy, rather than like from a really like emperor masculine kind of like, you know, got to do this, and like I've got to crush it, and I've got to like, you know, kind of go after all my goals on my own and do it all myself and like push through. And like, no, it's not to say like you shouldn't ever be in masculine energy. We all need a balance, right? That's what that Justice card is, finding the balance between the masculine and the feminine, finding the sweet spot between like, you know, not burning yourself out by just operating from masculine energy. And I just saw 11:11 on the clock, so that's a very powerful message for you, very in alignment to like not burn yourself out by like pushing things ahead and operating purely from a masculine energy. We do still need some masculine energy, and we still need some like structure and you know, logic and everything, but we also need to balance it with rest and like receptivity and, you know, self-care, and being in our creative energy, and being able to flow with life, and being able to connect with our emotional side and our intuitive side, and like magnetize what we want. That's feminine energy. So there's going to be a little bit of a like rebalancing for you, but that's going to bring you a lot of happiness and joy. You're going to be able to like flow with life a lot more, and that's going to bring you out of that Five of Pentacles energy of like being sort of in the dark, maybe struggling, feeling like you're lacking in something. Yeah, you're really going to move to this really like beautiful, really like abundant kind of phase. And I'm getting as well with the fish, that's symbolic of like, I'm just picking up Pisces energy. So some of you might be Pisces, or you might be going into kind of a Pisces sort of energy with that Empress energy of like being really creative and going with the flow of your creativity, and wherever your creativity pulls you, you're like, oh, I'm just going to explore this now. Like I'm going to try whatever it is, like painting, or I'm going to try photography, or I'm going to try some writing. And you're just kind of letting your creative muse, if you like, kind of pull your creative inspiration, you're letting it kind of like guide you and pull you, and you're kind of going with the flow of that a lot more. So Really beautiful energy. What else is pile 3 calling in this Ostara season or the spring equinox? Wow, 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 wow. The star. So healing, but also the star is about destiny as well. And I feel like for you, pile number 3, this is a lot to do with like destiny, but like something that you're wishing for and you're wanting to manifest. We've got this little bottle with this like kind of steam coming out of it, and then a star, which I'm picking up like that kind of genie in a bottle energy. So it's like whatever you wish on, if you wish upon a star, like the genie will grant your wish. If you like, you're going through a really like abundant period with that Empress energy of being able to like magnetize your manifestations, like they're kind of going to be supercharged for you in some way. Like you've got the power to wish what you want and wish it into being. Yeah, wow, really amazing energy. And then we've got the strength card as well, which is, again, I feel like that's kind of a balance between that like masculine and feminine energy, or that emperor energy and the empress energy. It's like you've got a lot of strength, you've got a lot of that like natural fierce energy, that kind of tiger energy anyway. But it's just finding that like balance between not I guess not needing to always use kind of like that, like I guess a conventional idea of strength, which is like that kind of almost like physical strength, like I've got to kind of like toughen up, I've got to like push through things, I've got to make myself do stuff. It's more of a like emotional strength, like you are strong, like I'm hearing like your vulnerability is your strength, like vulnerability is actually a true strength. Like being able to be vulnerable requires more strength than being shielded and being tough and like putting on a tough guy act, whether you're, you know, however you identify gender wise. It's not about that. This is to do with energy, and we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. So you are coming into a bit more of a balance with that like strength energy that is more in rooted in like an emotional strength. Ooh, and we've got 4 of coins. Yeah, so I feel like with this 4 of coins, it's like there's going to be a return on like any kind of scarcity that you felt, because we had that 5 of coins and I spoke of that being about scarcity and lack of abundance, maybe struggling a bit financially. But with the 4 of coins, it's like building a new foundation and having something you can actually hold on to. Like growing some savings, growing some, you know, some like investing in something that's for your future. What else is coming in for pile 3? What else is coming in? There's the Ostara season. Oh, wow. Judgment. I think pile 2 got this card as well. Judgment, Amazonite, and we've got the eye there. So there's some kind of awakening to something. Yeah, there's a lotus flower on the top of this card. So it's like there might have been something quite difficult that you had to kind of grow through, but now you're at this period in your life where it's like the lotus, and you can like just bloom and blossom at the top of the water, and you know, just be resting on the water in this beautiful like peaceful energy. It's like you don't need to kind of struggle so much anymore. You're kind of done with that. You've like transcended that, or you're in the process of transcending that and just blooming and blossoming and just being this beautiful lotus flower. So yeah, that is really, really beautiful energy. Let's get a few more cards from some of these other decks. So, okay, I have a card for pile 3. A card for pile 3. Oh, wow, the journey home. Card number 7. Really beautiful. So some of you might be going on a bit of a journey, but I feel like this is kind of more of a spiritual journey, more connecting in with like your own sense of home within yourself, your own sense of like your soul home kind of thing, like connecting with who you really are. um I'm just going to have a look at the book for this card. This is the Triple Goddess Tarot, and it's just a major arcana deck, but also with some chakra cards. So all the cards are slightly different. Whoops, where are we to Standard Tarot? So this one is yeah, okay. I thought it might have been similar to, this is equivalent to the Chariot in the normal tarot. And it's interesting because you didn't get the Chariot, but I did speak of with that Five of Coins because you had the boat, and like there being some kind of movement or moving on from something, moving towards something better. And the Chariot speaks of that as well. The Chariot is all about movement, and we've got journey as well. So it's like journeying, going on some kind of journey. So I'm just going to read. The Chariot, symbolized by the numerological power of 7, is governed by the force of the unconscious, which propels one to research the inner caverns of the soul. The number 7 is inherently mystical. When influenced by this numerical force, one often engages with quiet study and meditative reflection, for there is a quest for inner knowledge and deeper understanding. At this stage, the sacred marriage, symbolized by the Lover's card, has anchored a chalice or womb-like structure within the psyche. This will serve one well in life for the synthesis of one's masculine and feminine aspects. What was I saying about the masculine and feminine with the Emperor and the Empress, and finding the balance between those? And now this card is talking about that. I love that. That's so great. Sorry to interrupt, but where did we get to? So the synthesis of one's masculine and feminine aspects provides a foundation for a higher order of functioning in the world. The Chariot begins the next sequence of 7 major arcana cards on the Royal Road of Wisdom. Here the emphasis shifts from the more primal personal evolution towards refined principles of initiation and service. Wow, that's amazing. You are going through quite a journey, pile 3. That is really incredible. Let's get a... we've got the Sacred Destiny cards here, so let's get a couple of these for you. Pile 3. Get a Sacred... Ooh. Both of these? Yeah. Wow. Okay, so we got power and pleasure, which I feel like again is kind of corresponding with like the Emperor, right? Because the Emperor is about power and like dominance and control and like or just having power over or having authority, like just being in authority, being an authority on something, being the head of something, you know. So that's very much that like strong, powerful energy. And then we've got pleasure, which is this beautiful kind of gateway. It's very feminine, it's very soft. There's these like blossoming trees all around and blossoming flowers all around, and that's very much this Empress energy, which is the feminine yin energy, and that softness and that magnetism and being in the receptive mode. So there's definitely a really interesting balance between balance between those two energies for you, pile number 3, which is, yeah, it's like I feel like you've been kind of perhaps more operating from that energy, and it's maybe been something that like it might have seen you quite well in your perhaps work life, but maybe in your personal life it hasn't always helped with things, or it might be something where like maybe you're finding your energy is burning out a bit because you're kind of always in that like you're kind of always in that like masculine do energy, like I need to prove myself kind of energy. And there's a period of time now around finding more pleasure, like finding more joy, like just doing things not because they are going to be some big thing or they're going to make you money or whatever, but just because like they bring you joy. Remember we had that, you were drawn to this card, the happiness card, joy of life, like doing things for pleasure. you know, doing things just because they bring you pleasure personally, like you just enjoy doing them for the sake of doing them. And that is really restorative to your energy. It puts you into a state of flow, it puts you into a state where you can receive things. So all the things you've been working really hard to manifest, when you're in that state of pleasure and that vibration of like joy and pleasure and rest, it's like you can just magnetize things straight in. Like you can just receive the things that you are wishing for with that star card. So yeah, really, really, really gorgeous energy. There's a lot of like green here as well, which is the heart chakra, which is again to do with like things that you love, like doing something that like you emotionally connect with and you emotionally enjoy, and you know you love it, you know. So there might be something around finding a bit of a balancing point between those two things. Should I do a yes, I'll do an affirmation card for you. So we have an affirmation card for pile number 3. Ooh. Okay. Yes, this is exactly what we're talking about. So my productivity stems from inspiration. When I focus on what brings me joy of life, so double message about joy. When I focus on what brings me joy, my tasks become effortless actions. So yeah, it's exactly that energy of like not pushing things and striving and making things happen and doing and like being productive because you're kind of controlling yourself to be productive, or you're like making yourself be productive, or you're trying to force yourself into something. It's like when you're doing something that you are inspired and lit up from the inside, it pulls you. Like it's just, you don't need to kind of like push yourself with that sort of emperor energy of like trying to be in charge and make yourself do something. It's like you're lit up from within. It's that empress energy. It's like you already have the joy there, and that allows you to just do things with ease, with just like, but there's no effort. It doesn't feel like effort. It doesn't feel like pushing yourself to do it. It just flows. It just happens like enjoy, like with ease. And there's going to be a period of time this Ostara season, or whenever you're watching this, where you can like balance that out a lot more, and you can do a lot more of this flowing with inspiration. I think, was it for your pile? Or maybe it was pile 2. No, I think it was with your pile at the beginning when I was speaking about happiness, and I was speaking about creative. Yeah, it was creative fertility and flowing with the muse and all of that. Oh yeah, and that was with also the Empress card when I was speaking about the fish and the like Pisces energy. So that's you. Like if you allow yourself to like let go of that like do I've got to make myself do all this stuff, and you know like I'm seeing some of you might be a bit hard on yourselves around like trying to get chores done and stuff like that, or like trying to maybe like take on things that aren't yours to take on, like take on too much work, or like being a bit workaholic or something. And maybe there's like a need to carve out some time to tap into this like empress energy and this like creative energy and this like inspiration, and just allow it to flow and see where it goes, and like not have to like control it to go somewhere, or like, oh, I should be doing something more productive, like I should be doing something that like makes me money, or like that gets the house tidy, or that is good for my kids, or whatever it might be, you know. But it's just doing something that like you enjoy for enjoyment's sake, like for just for pleasure. Where was it? Just for pleasure, like just for you to feel good and to just go into that flow zone and let it kind of flow and see where it takes you. And then like when you're focused on the joy of that, like it's not going to feel like effort. It's not going to be like, oh, I've got to, you know, maybe some of you want to paint, or you want to write, or you want to do something creative, but you're like, oh, like that just feels like work, like it just feels like a job or like homework, and like I've already got all this other stuff on, and I've already got to do XYZ for my boss, or XYZ for my house, or XYZ for my husband or partner or whatever. And it's sort of like it's kind of go do control energy, and there needs to be a little bit more like balance, letting go, like coming into the flow. Yeah, doing like productivity that stems from inspiration rather than from where you're pushing yourself, you know, where your logical brain is like, you should be doing this, you know. It's like, well, what would inspire me right now? Like, where is my inspiration pulling me? Like, maybe you watch a video on YouTube or something and it's someone painting and you feel inspired in that moment to paint. Block out the little voice that's like, you don't have time, like that's not productive, that's not a good use of your time, you've got to do XYZ, you've got 10 million chores to do. Like, block that out, allow a little bit of time to just go with the flow of that inspiration, because you never know where it will lead. And yeah, wow, that's really amazing energy for you, pile 3. And we're going to finish up with a goddess card. I have a card for pile, oh, Hecate. Ooh, Crossroads, the Mystic, and Discovery. Wow. So yeah, some of you might be at a bit of a crossroads at the moment. So there could be a bit of a crossroads between that Emperor energy. I spoke of, for some of you, the Emperor might be symbolic of a workplace, or like it could be a corporate workplace or a boss or something like that. A job that you're just not feeling really connected with anymore, or not feeling like you want to stay in it or something, and you're moving on. We had that 5 of Coins, which I was reading a 6 of Swords, moving on, moving away, going on a journey, going on a boat, like getting away from that and moving towards something, you know, that's more creatively fulfilling for you with the Empress card, something that lights you up. Or maybe some of you are moving towards motherhood, so you're maybe thinking of leaving the workplace behind and, you know, becoming a full-time parent or something. Or but I think it's more of a sort of like creative birth. Like, it's more to do with like giving more space and time to your creative projects and creative impulses. And you might be at a crossroads with that at the moment. It might be like, oh, do I stay here, or do I keep going? Do I keep going down this path, or do I choose this other path? And there might be a little bit of a juggling, or trying to figure out, like, shoot, what do I do? Do I go this way or that way? And yeah, there's I feel like Hecate is going to come through if you're open to working with her. She's an incredible goddess for helping you shift through any kind of transition or any kind of like crossroads moment you're at, where you're at a point where there's like 2 different paths, or even 3 different paths. Because often it's like not as black and white as like that path or that path. It's like there's a third option that kind of like balances both things a little bit. So it might not be as straightforward as like giving up the man, so to speak, like giving up the day job. It might be that you still need to do that for a little while to, you know, put some food on the table or whatever, keep a roof over your head. But like maybe you cut back your hours so that you've got more time for this Empress energy, for this like creative energy, and to do things that bring you joy and pleasure and just for you, and see where that leads you. And then eventually, you know, you sort of pivot and there's a third option that opens up where, like, I don't know, maybe a new role comes in that's more creative and, you know, offers you a lot, you know, it's just like a more suited role for you, and it balances both those sides of you. Or maybe you have to leave that company and go and start your own thing, but like in starting your own thing, you're still using that kind of like Emperor energy to do the structure of it and the business side of it, but you're using your like feminine energy, that Empress energy, the creative energy for the making of the thing. Like maybe if you're a painter or something, you're gonna paint, but you're still gonna have to do the business side of it, of like selling those paintings, right? You know, if that's something that you decide to move into. So it'll be different for all of you. Some of you will be at different places with that crossroads thing, but there's something around like maybe making a decision that might be coming up in the near future for you. And really with Hecate, it's about like working really strongly with your own intuition to see to like discover what another option might be that you haven't even thought of. Because I think quite often it isn't as black and white as like just a total crossroads. There's often kind of a third path that I'm hearing like you need to carve out for yourself. So, you know, she will come in, if you call on her, she will come in at that point to like help you kind of carve out a new path that is that balancing point between maybe something old and like something that you're feeling called towards. So something that's more inspiring to you, something that brings you more joy, something that like allows you to kind of like balance those two energies. So yeah, I think that's all the messages that I have for you today, part number 3. I hope that resonated for you. Don't forget to leave a comment in the box below and hit the like button if it did. I'd love to hear from you so I know if these readings are resonating and they're more what you want to hear. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Thank you so much for being here. It's been my pleasure to read for you today, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye.